Welcome back to the channel, and in this video I thought I'd just show you the tools that I keep in my desk drawer at my base station. I do keep a full set of tools in my car boot, but the objective of this set of tools I've got in front of you is to carry out small minor electrical tasks that I might need to do to save me going out and fetching more tools. If the task develops, then obviously I do go out and get more tools. They are available to me, but the objective of this set is just to quickly wire a plug, pair a lead, take a look inside a panel, those kind of things that I can do with this little set of tools. So what I do have for electrical testing at the back there is the Agilent U1253b. I have here a socket and C proving unit and voltage tester and voltage stick as well. I have my little panel keys to get me in and out of panels. I have a little tape measure. I have a multi-tool from Roebuck, the Wiha SlimVario set, and also Torx Screwdriver from Wiha. And finally I have my little engineering cutting tools guidebook there from Presto. Okay, so I'll rearrange things and we'll take a closer look at some of the bits of kit. Okay, so the main section of tools is this Wiha SlimVario toolkit here. This, I believe, is their largest set of tools that they do in this range. At the back here we have a set of screwdriver bits, Phillips, posi, slotted posi, slotted Allen keys and Torque keys there. In terms of the handles, you have the small jeweler's screwdriver handle here with a spinny top, and these slide in like so. So this is quite good for the smaller blades to prevent you from over torquing them. So that's that one there. The other handle we have in here is the Dumpy Handle. This one I don't use an awful lot of because whilst it is a dumpy, you can tell I don't use it a lot because it's quite a bit harder to get the bits in and out of. It isn't, but as a dumpy it's not dumpy enough really. You've got a good another half, coming in 3/4 of an inch difference between the length of this and a standard dumpy screwdriver that I have there. So it has its uses, but not as much. And finally you have the full screwdriver handle there, and you have here the spinner bit that you can put the bit into, and then put that bit into the handle, and then you have pretty much a full length screwdriver, and obviously you can use it as the spinning when you're holding it. So the fit in these is a hex fit, but it's done by friction. There is no clicking. When you take a look at the Torx screwdriver, you will see that there's a slightly different way of holding the bits in place. As you can see, I haven't used the Dumpy as much, so it's still quite a tight fit in there, but it's starting to loosen off on this handle here that I've used a lot more of. So I don't know whether this will wear. I kind of see a metal ring that's causing some of the friction in there, but whether it comes to a point that they just start then to drop out, I don't really know. We shall see as time goes on, I guess. So that's all those bits there, as well as a screwdriver style bits. You also have in here a set of sockets, insulated sockets, fully insulated, all the way from 5mm up to 13mm at the end here. And that's what this final bit in here is for. It goes in there, and then you can put your screwdriver bit in, and then whoopsie daisies, then you've got a set of nut spinners available, but obviously not overly deep as you traditionally would have on a nut spinner. A lot more depth that you could put the excess thread of a bolt into, but they are useful nonetheless. Do get me in and out of motors relatively easily if I require that. But what I do have with these sockets as well, they're a standard 1/4 inch drive, So I have another hex driver bit with a standard 1/4 inch adapter that can go into any of these sockets, and I have the little Wiha ratchet here for use with that, and also I have here a little Allen key style L-wrench, if you like. I get a bit more torque with this than I can with the Wiha there, which is pretty good for the larger size sockets. So I also have that as well thrown in there for good measure, and because I do need Phillips number 3 a fair bit, I have a couple of Phillips number 3 bits here that are standard Hex bits to go in there, or it will go in a little ratchet there. I use that for a lot of panel covers for the site that I work on, and I've got a few Allen key bits chucked in there as well. That actually did come with this L wrench here, so you can it sits like that as part of the kit. The only other thing to notice really is that these bits are not standard hex size that you see on this. They're slightly smaller, so this bit here will not fit into the handle, so I can't use that as a standard screwdriver bit. Likewise, if you try and put this into the hex, sorry, if you try and put the Wiha bits into the hex, you can see they rattle around a lot, quite loose, so I'd imagine if you did that you would damage them fairly easily. So they're not cross compatible with standard hex drive bits, these bits, but it's just something to be aware of. So those bits, I do have a little O-light in here, 3 EOS mini light. Should we get stuck with that one? Pretty bright. And finally, I do have a set of Canipix cable pliers. These have, what are they? They are the 1346165 Canipix cable pliers, 1000 volt rated insulated handles. You have a cutter element here, 2.5 and a 1.5 stripper there, and then this larger strip here is for outer sheath of cables. So with this I can dismantle a fairly standard 1.5mm 3/4 to 1.5mm 3/4 cable for wiring into a lot of the plugs that we utilise in the UK. And that's what I have that there for. And that's what I pretty much keep inside here. To go along with this Wiha kit, I also have their Torx Screwdriver. And this comes with 2 bits. It's the slotted posi combi bits that it comes with, number 1 and number 2 there, and the actual handle itself, the torque handle itself, can go from 0.8 to 5 Newton meters. To adjust this, you have this adjusting tool that goes up inside the handle, and then you can turn him to, that's come down to 1.2 Newton meters, 1.4, so it goes up in 0.2 steps. So that's 1.6 there. If you wanted 1.5, you've got to kind of park it halfway between 1.4 and 1.6 there. But then it's kind of blank and it doesn't let you know what your actual torque setting is. But once you have set the torque, you can push that bit in and it locks. And then, as opposed to this being a friction fit, this is actually a locking fit. If you just heard it click, then you can see the padlock lock and unlock positions there, and that's locked in place there, and then you put it back, it comes straight out dead easy. So this is probably a little bit more positive fit than the friction fit in there. Got more faith in this bit than I have in that really, but obviously this will work with any of the bits that you've got situated along here, and also would actually work as well with the socket adapter should I choose to, it says. And then yeah, you can do something up with a torque like that. This is pretty positive on the torque, pretty positive indication of it. Let's chuck him right bit there. And we've got a breaker here. It's already tightened up, so we're on 1.5 Newton meters. And that's it, click over there. Yeah. So good positive indication that it's met the torque. So yeah, it's not a bad piece of kit. It's perhaps not quite as user friendly as my Armeg screwdriver for adjusting it, but it works with all these bits, so it's quite a handy thing to buy. And then obviously as we finish it, we wind it back down. Two little arrows there. So that's that bit as well. Alongside this, I've got my little set of panel keys here, squares, triangles, double bit there, and a screwdriver bit. You'll have seen this in one of the other videos that I've made. It's quite handy. I've not enjoyed keeping it in my ovals pocket. It's quite bulky, a bit of an annoyance really, but chucked in a toolkit. It's quite nice. I'll leave him in there along with that. As I said, I've got this Roebuck multi-tool. It's a 214972 multi-tool. It's very, very old now. It's pretty loose and a bit worn out. I probably should treat myself to a new one. I've broken the Phillips bit in there. He's not much usable. There's like a little saw blade there, slotted there. You've got a file in this bit, and then the knife blade that's been resharpened a few times, and then bottle opener and another slotted screwdriver there. But yeah, I might well treat myself to a new one. He goes in there as well, and then I have a little tape measure for the odd time that I do need it. It does have a little level on it as well. This is just a little 3-meter tape measure I got from Dralium, as a company that we deal with in the UK, so keep that to hand as well. And that's pretty much most of the mechanical aspects, apart from I do keep my little Presto guidebook in here, and in here you've got all the different kinds of drills and taps and decimals, equivalents, all basic threading, types of thread, drill sharpening, and all kinds of bits of mechanical knowledge in here that I keep to hand just in case I need it. Don't use it an awful lot these days, but it's there should I need it. And that's pretty much kind of mechanical tooling, so we'll shove this out of the way and move on to the electrical. Okay, so Socket and C. So for those who aren't aware of Socket and C, I believe they are the in-house brand for Accutest in the UK, who are a large test equipment supplier and operate a calibration lab as well. They do sell other manufacturers' equipment, but this is their own in-house brand, and comes in its own little wallet here. I have the VP150. This is purely voltage probe, 2-pole voltage probe. It goes up to 400 volts, but it's adequate for tests of dead in emergency. It doesn't have any batteries in it, which is one thing that I like about it. And I do have the Socket and C proving unit at the end here as well. This is quite a nice one because this one actually, you see it lights up and then it will cascade back down 400, 600, 400, 230, 100. So you can see, if you set it up with your tester, you can see the lights correspondingly going down, and you get a bit better functionality test of your tester than you do from a standard proving unit. This is pretty much very similar to the proving unit from Mega. I'm not quite sure who's stolen whose, but they do look very familiar, just a different colour scheme, but same kind of operation. It's actually the SP200 proving unit that I have there. And then I have a Wiha non-contact voltage tester, also has a torch on it as well. Nowhere near as good as the Olight, but it is there should I need that. It's an okay kind of one. It is a little bit touchy, as these things always are. You see it there, and then as you get closer to the main side of things, it increases in tone, and I get, that's probably as good as I'm going to get. Oh, there you go there. So on the socket there, so you can get it all up. As you get closer and closer, further away. Yeah, so that's that in operation. I have found this does tend to chew through battery cells, so I may replace it with another one, but it does for the time being. And then finally I have here the Agilent U1253b digital multimeter. So I said this is purely a voltage probe, voltage testing, so if I need continuity, check fuses, the like, I've got this here with a set of leads tucked in the desk drawer as well. That's a pretty old meter, I think it's about 10, 11 years old now, but it's quite a nice instrument. I can do another video on that, specifically on that, if people want to know more about that instrument. But there you have it. So yeah, that's the tools that I keep on my desk drawer at my base station for odd jobs here and there that I need to do. As I say, I do have a full set of tools situated in the car. This is just me being in lazy mode and avoiding to go out and fetch them all the time, because I don't have the space to store them actually within the office. Okay, so that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you found it useful, and I'll see you again in another video.